Hello, Guardians. This year's Valentine's Day celebrations are drawing to a close, and love is in the air. Or is it? For us Destiny players, we might have felt some mixed emotions over the course of this last week. Let's take a closer look back at Crimson Days and how it played with our emotions in a crazy roller coaster of Crucible fun and ghost hunting. These week-long events are new to Destiny in Year 2. They were received very well at first, but have recently started to leave a sour taste in the community's mouth. Generally, the community loves the themes and decorations and newness the new events bring, but the non-existent longevity is what drains the players. Week-long decorations and candy just isn't enough to sustain the community for 6+ months of no new content drops. Unfortunately, the Crimson Days event came right at the apex of the severe Destiny drought of 2016. Bungie finally revealed their roadmap for 2016 and into 2017 in the middle of the event via their This Week at Bungie blog, but by that time the salt had already set in. Because of the drought of sustainable content, a lot of Destiny players have migrated towards PvP because of its replayability. Bungie has been tweaking PvP since the beginning, trying to get a balanced Crucible that is enjoyable to play in, but something always keeps creeping up on their radar. This time, it's special ammo. In an attempt to balance the early Crucible engagements, Bungie implemented the new special ammo changes to all 3v3 and 2v2 playlists, making it so that no one spawns with special ammo. This was very controversial, since the general meta was to rush the major lanes of whatever map you were on, pitch a tent, and start a campfire and wait for the other team to poke out so that you could both have a snipe off. With no special ammo, people searched for and found plenty of ways to exploit this patch. The icebreakers, invectives, and sidearms came out full force during the first round, only to be switched out with the 1,000-yard stares and Conspiracy Theory Ds for round 2, after free special ammo had been granted. This exploit was inevitable, because the tools were already in place to generate special ammo. Crimson Doubles was just the first experience the community had with the changes to special ammo, so it ended up receiving a lot of the flack for it, and thus, more salt. If the special ammo changes weren't enough, Bungie has also been tweaking the matchmaking and toying with connection-based versus skill-based matchmaking. Bungie recently admitted to tweaking it without telling anyone, and has begun adjusting it in certain playlists. Crimson Doubles still operated under the heavily weighted skill-based matchmaking. This creates a few different scenarios. Some people might want to team up with one of their super competitive friends and test their skills in a highly competitive 2v2 scenario, in which case skill-based matchmaking is good for them. However, the way that Crimson Days was advertised was that it was going to be a playlist where you could team up with a friend and go enjoy some Crucible action together. Bungie even went so far as to disable the level advantages so that people who aren't at the top of the light spectrum could still jump in and enjoy the event. Skill-based matchmaking severely limits the friends you can play with and the amount of fun you can have, because it forces you to play against people your skill level. If you wanted to team up with someone who wasn't quite at the same skill level as you are, they ended up getting trampled on by the other skill-based match-made players. Also, if you were a higher skilled player and just wanted to relax and use some old Year 1 just for fun loadouts, you couldn't, because everyone you were getting match made with was going super try-hard. One last complaint that people had about Crimson Days is something that is generally wrong with the Crucible. People suspected it in Iron Banner, and it was magnified during this week's event. The drops in Crucible are non-existent. I know myself and many others valiantly charged into Crimson Doubles headfirst seeking the fabled 320 Ghost Shell, and maybe 40% of those people even saw a Ghost Shell period, let alone actually received one that had a 320 light level. I have only heard of one person who actually got a 320 shell to drop, and that was after 36+ hours of Crimson Doubles gameplay. This lack of rewards left Guardians feeling dry and empty after hoping for that final piece of gear that would bring them to the maximum level of 320. Luckily, Bungie addressed the issue, saying they realized the ghosts weren't dropping like they had anticipated they would, and now, everyone who had completed the Crimson Days quest was guaranteed a 320 Ghost Shell. As exciting news as this was, people still continued to grind out match after match in search of their ideal shell, the shell above all shells. You know, the sparkly one with superior intellect discipline rolls and the right perks on it. Bungie graciously giving everyone who participated a max level item apparently wasn't enough to satisfy the rabid hunger. People were dissatisfied with this event, and unfortunately, it really wasn't the event's fault. I have heard feedback of how people really loved the mechanics of Crimson Doubles, and thought that the decorations in the tower were so detailed and well designed. However, all that praise was drowned out by a sea of salt, because of a snowball that started rolling way back in December when people started to get antsy about no new DLC. Now, just because there was a lot of hate doesn't mean that the light didn't shine. Because of this event, I believe that some of us got to experience something in Destiny that we haven't experienced in a long time. This event pitted a fireteam of 2 Guardians against another fireteam of 2 Guardians in a fast-paced elimination-style game. This forced us to jump into intimate teams and communicate with our partner. Those of us who took the opportunity to play with a close friend, or even play with someone we haven't really spent a lot of time with, but chose to invest in that teammate, felt the real fruit of Crimson Days. The companionship that flourished out of this event echoed throughout the tower and Twitch. If you got to be a fly on the wall, or a viewer on a stream, where 2 people were genuinely enjoying a relationship with each other while playing Crimson Doubles, you got to see what amazing potential Destiny has to bring people together like nothing else has or can. I remember feeling like streams were getting slowly saltier and saltier on Twitch. But whenever I watch Versus the Stream team up with Leah Loves Chief and talk about how they can't help talking too fast because it's just the way that they are, or Holtzman and Sh55 spending an hour messing around in the reef after some doubles matches only to get trapped under the kill zone, or even Tefty Teft and Blue Westlow being, well, Tefty Teft and Blue Westlow together, my faith and hope in Destiny was restored. Destiny still had the potential to bring people together and enjoy each other while playing a game that they both love. It is still the same game with the same gunplay and the same ability to make you feel like Superman every time you Fist of Havoc from above, or like Michael Jordan when you get a crazy Nova Bomb dunk, or a flipping ninja when you get those insane Blade Dancer multi-kills. It immerses you into a whole new world where you can meet people and experience teamwork to fight back this mysterious evil that threatens our solar system. It fosters close-knit fire teams who can grow, share laughs, and struggle together. Destiny still has one of the best gaming communities out there, and Crimson Days proved that. Let us go forward with our heads up, knowing that there is a light at the end of this tunnel. There is new content just around the corner, and allow that sigh of fresh air to get us pumped for whatever Bungie has to throw at us next. We know there is going to be some substantial content coming, and we know that Bungie hears us and cares when we give our feedback. We know that we are going to get some patches here and there attempting to balance the game we all know and love, and we know that we are going to keep getting some awesome week-long events in the months to come. Now, we also know that the same great community that made us fall in love with this game in the first place is still here, and it's ready for some hype. Bring on that content, Bungie, and let us get hyped for the game we love so that we can experience it together. I'll see you around the tower, Guardians. This is Whalester094, signing out.